Ubisoft is going through something big right now, and we really don't know if it's good or not. In just a matter of weeks, multiple major figures have left the company, including the boss of Assassin's Creed franchise itself. But a few days ago, we received news that Assassin's Creed is not the only game owned by Ubisoft that lost a major figure recently. So what exactly is happening inside of Ubisoft? Let's start from where the snowball of these news began rolling. Assassin's Creed franchise boss Marc-Alexis Côté left the company around 2 weeks ago. Now, 2 weeks before that, Ubisoft announced a brand new studio called Vantage Studios, a major division meant to handle its biggest IPs, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. A while later, the staff got an internal email saying that Marc-Alexis Côté, the producer behind Assassin's Creed 3, Syndicate, and Odyssey, was leaving the company. It was said that Ubisoft offered him the role of head of Vantage Studios instead of him remaining the head of Assassin's Creed, but he turned it down, meaning he'd rather leave Ubisoft entirely than lead its new studio. That alone raised a lot of eyebrows as it was covered in major gaming websites. But things got even more interesting a few days later. Just days after the news broke, Côté spoke up. In a LinkedIn post, he revealed that his departure wasn't voluntary at all. Ubisoft actually asked him to step aside. Here is what he said. "The truth is simple. I did not make that choice. Ubisoft decided to transfer the leadership of the Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure." He also explained that the new role they offered him at Vantage Studios wasn't really equivalent. It didn't have the same scope or authority as his old one, which oversaw the entire Assassin's Creed franchise, a franchise that sold over 200 million copies worldwide since its debut in 2007. What makes this even more controversial is that Vantage Studios is partially owned by Tencent, a Chinese company which invested over $1.2 billion for a 25% stake. So Côté leaving right as that deal takes effect has people asking questions. And to make it crystal clear, he ended his post saying, "I did not walk away. I stayed at my post until Ubisoft asked me to step aside." So not only is Ubisoft restructuring by moving its IPs to a new studio, it's replacing some of the people who was with the IPs for so many years. And that's not all, because this next story shows that these things run much deeper than just Assassin's Creed. Just days after that, another piece of news hit, and it's not looking good for fans of a Splinter Cell. A now deleted job listing from Ubisoft, which Tech for Gamers managed to take a screenshot of it before it was deleted, revealed that a Splinter Cell Remake no longer has a game director. Yeah, the project's lead is gone. Again. Why do I say again? Let me explain. Back in 2022, less than a year after the remake was announced, Ubisoft lost its Splinter Cell Remake director, David Greville, who had worked on Splinter Cell Blacklist, Far Cry Primal, and Assassin's Creed Unity before leaving the company after 11 years of working there. So that was the first time that Splinter Cell Remake lost its director. Later, Andy S. took on the role of lead game designer at Ubisoft Toronto, the studio that is tasked to make Splinter Cell Remake. Until a month ago in September, when she also decided to leave the company as well, making this the second time that Splinter Cell Remake loses its director. And just in time for the new Netflix anime of Splinter Cell. Talk about bad timing, huh? Now, the new job listing mentions that the new director will be in charge of moment-to-moment gameplay, including how the gadgets will work and stuff like that, hinting that the game is not cancelled and is still in production. So at least that's good to know. With everything that has happened with Ubisoft for the past couple of years and the company losing a lot of money with major flops such as Star Wars Outlaws and Avatar, to the point where they had to sell 25% of their stakes to Tencent to just keep themselves going, it feels like that Ubisoft is doing this restructuring to change how their games should be made from now on, especially with Assassin's Creed. Asking the Assassin's Creed boss to leave when Ubisoft claims that their latest game was a complete success with more than 5 million players, but still refusing to reveal the actual sales number is very conflicting, isn't it? With this much change in leadership, it seems like Ubisoft is changing, at least to some degree, but is this change for better or worse? That remains as the big question.